Hello, everybody. Recently, you should have received an email from Zoll, the data system, and I've created a username for each one of you to be able to log into the Zoll data system. This is where all of our codes and our 12 leads are transmitted and where they reside. So I'm going to give you a brief orientation. There can be a more in-depth training in the future, but this is just to get you started. When you receive that invitation, it should have gone out last Friday. Please accept it and create your username and password. You can use your email address as your username. Once you get it, go ahead and go to zollonline.com, log in, and then go ahead and log in. When you log in, this is what your dashboard is going to look like for the most part. There's some administrative rights that you won't see, but this is in general what it looks like. What you're going to be most interested in is 12 lead and case review. Let's open up the 12 lead. So for your 12 leads, all of the 12 leads that are transmitted are stored here. If you want to see a particular 12 lead, you can double click it. And then you can actually see the 12 lead. The search and the reports and the configuration, those are all functions that will have to be trained at a later time. This is the basic, just what we keep for our records. And you'll note that it has the date it was acquired and the time, and there's some things in vital signs right here that are also recorded that are part of that record. So the other thing that we can go through is your case review premium. And this is where the codes get transmitted. So without getting into too many of the customizable fields of the searches, tags, reviewed cases, and search by ID, I'm just going to go into some of the functionality of the case review when you click on it. So this is the initial report, and when you click on it, you'll see the basics of the case. You can go to playback, which is your next tab. This can take a little bit of time to load, just because this actually plays back the entire case that was transmitted. You can see the case was about 39 minutes, a little bit over. And this one does not seem to be working. So we'll just continue on. We'll go to CPR performance. There are some glitches in this system where sometimes it does not seem like we get, like the playback is rather challenging just because there's a lot of data coming back and forth. So this is that report that we can end up kicking out to crews pretty quickly if we decide not to annotate. So as you can see, here is your pie chart, your compression fraction, your ventilations, capnography. You can see that. Just a quick word to the wise, the actual ventilations per minute, don't waste your time with that because this is artificially high due to the compressions of the Lucas device. It reads that, the air coming in and out, as ventilations. Really what you need to pay attention to is the end title. So the release velocity, how fast it releases, it doesn't really matter because of it being a mechanical device. And you can see here is where we really have our information that we need. So time off chest, which could possibly be ROSC, this could be the slipped puck. So let's try playback again, see if that will load. There it goes, it loads. So if you hit play on this, you'll see this block move, and this is when the monitor was initially turned on. You can actually click this and move this, and you can actually get into the actual case. So as you play, it will play the actual case back for you. You can select the different filtered EKG, which is your see-through CP filtered EKG. So we'll go to that. And so this is the filtered view. So ostensibly, if there is a patient goes into VFib, and this should be the PAS view, which is your CPR. And this is your CPR inch depth, and you can kind of see the consistency. This is mechanical CPR. So you can jump around the case as you want, back and forth, and kind of see what's happening with the case. Here you'll have a log of the different actions that were happening. And it will actually jump to that. So if somebody used a soft key, for instance, or did an intervention at this point in time, you can note it and go directly to that point in the case. CPR zoom. Again, this does take a little bit of time to load. So this is how you can actually get into a very fine detail of the CPR. This, again, will do more training in the future. That's the basics of the system. Please feel free to get in there and play around with it, increase your knowledge of how it works. Don't do any editing until you've had the formal training from the EMS division. If you have any questions, please reach out, and that's it. Thank you guys very much. Oh, one last thing. You all have received the ROSC reports as they come out, and I just want to let you guys know what the purpose of that is. And again, there will be more training in the future. So you will receive emails and they'll look like this. And this, in the end, when we have the system completely up and running, will be your indication when you're the training PS1 to look up that case, and as quickly as possible, once you've had the editing training, edit the report so that way we make sure that if patient gets ROSC and it's noted so that way their report on time on chest is not false. But this is how you're going to be notified, and this is the purpose of this email that you receive. Again, we're going to have training probably sometime in October where we will talk about how to edit this and how you, in the process for you guys getting these reports out to the crews as quickly as possible post arrest. That's it. Thank you guys very much. Let me know if you have any problems.